Hello, friends. Happy Friday. Happy last day of MS Awareness Week. I hope you are doing well. Today, every day this week for MS Awareness Week, I've been going live so that you can not only get moving, but also so that you can learn more about multiple sclerosis. And so I've talked about what MS is, I've talked about symptoms. Yesterday, I talked about wellness and all the components that how to incorporate MS, how I incorporate my MS into all those different wellness components. But today I'm going to be talking about resources. So there are a ton of wonderful resources and organizations out there, but I'm going to highlight three today. I posted them earlier on my Instagram and my Facebook, so definitely check them out. Some really great links, some YouTube videos to watch, things like that. But I just want to highlight three resources. When I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, when I was 17 years old, the first place that I went to was the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. They're an incredible organization. I did have the incredible opportunity of working for them. I worked with healthcare providers for quite some time with the National MS Society, but really the National MS Society was one of the first places I went to get credible information. They're just amazing. Not only do they provide information and resources for newly diagnosed patients, they've got tons of resources for a lot of different special populations, whether that's the Black MS community to veterans living with MS, pediatrics. And so if you are looking for really good, credible information, the National MS Society is the place to go. Also, they have an amazing resource called an MS Navigator. MS impacts our lives in so many different ways, and they will help you navigate the challenges of MS from, figuring out accommodations in the workplace, how to disclose in the workplace, finding a doctor in your area if you've moved, insurance issues, getting on disability, to having accommodations in your home, financial assistance. They're amazing. So I highly encourage you to tap into the National MS Society. They've got wonderful programs from on wellness to they do tons of research. We advocate to congressmen to help push legislature so that healthcare is accessible, medications are affordable. So the National MS Society is amazing, and I am so honored. I get to be a part of a lot of the work they still do. I get to host a program for veterans on a quarterly basis. I get to sit down with MS experts who work for the VA, and I get to ask them questions and really provide information for veterans. So it's just like really cool, and I'm super honored to get to be a part of them. So the National MS Society, awesome. The next company or organization that I always encourage people living with MS to tap into and to really take advantage and all the resources that they have is Can Do MS. They're an amazing organization, a nonprofit that really focuses all their efforts on MS and wellness. So that looks like physical health, exercises, to managing symptoms, mental health. They're amazing, diet, and they do a lot of really cool programs. I'm one of their consultants, and so I get to help use my expertise to help with programs. I did one on fatigue, but they've got like physical therapists and occupational therapists and speech therapists and mental health professionals who specialize in MS to really help create content, do programs, speak. And so they're really, really amazing. So I encourage you to participate in some of their programs. They have live programs in person and online. So amazing stuff. And then lastly, I want to highlight First Ascents. I first learned about First Ascents back in 2020. They're an incredible organization that provide free outdoor adventures it started with young adults with cancer, but then they just opened it up to young adults with multiple sclerosis. So if you are between the ages of 18 and I think it's 45, please sign up for their programs. It's amazing. It's a week-long program where you get to go and do a cool outdoor adventure for free. You get to interact with other people living with MS. You get to do things you never thought you could do. I've gone surfing, rock climbing, and skiing, and they're just amazing. It's a magical experience. The community is incredible. I get to volunteer with them, and they're just really, really amazing. So I highly encourage you to tap into them. If you are a healthcare provider or if you're a caregiver, they also have programs for you too. So go check them out. A lot of other really great organizations. I just wanted to highlight those three: the National MS Society, Can Do MS, and First Ascent. So if you hear anything today, those are the three. Go check them out. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer that. But we are going to get our bodies moving. And guess what? Yesterday, I totally forgot to do the tennis ball hand-eye coordination. So we'll make sure to do that today. But grab your weights, grab your chair, grab your ball, and we are going to get ourselves moving today. But I hope you've enjoyed this little educational session of what MS is, and I mean, I live with it every day. And so if you ever have questions, please throw it in the chat. Send me a DM. I'm happy to answer any questions. I'm happy to connect with other people living with MS. So we are going to have a good day moving our bodies. Yep. Oh, and by the way, you want to work out live with me? Tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central Time. I'm going on Zoom. So if you need the link, holler, okay? Join me. It's going to be super fun. I get to see you face to face via Zoom, move our bodies. It's going to be super awesome. It was awesome last time. It's going to be great tomorrow. Make sure you join me. Take a big breath in, up overhead. And exhale, a couple shoulder rolls. Ooh. It's so good. Get those endorphins going. Nice. All right. We're here for 1 minute. Sit to stand, standing or leg extensions. You decide which version you want. I'll do sit to stands. Maybe I'll make it a little bit more challenging. So, nice sit to stands. Good. Sit in that chair, stand back up, pushing through those heels. Core stays nice and tight. Chest nice and high. Good. You are welcome to join me for this mini challenge. I'm going to add a weight for the last 30 seconds. Anytime we add resistance, like add extra weight, that just kind of increases our intensity. So if you're ever wanting to know, like, how do I make what I'm doing more difficult? You add a weight. Good. I think a lot of times people ask, like, I never know how hard to work, or, that question's like really common. And so I always say, like, if it's too intense, either slow it down, shorten the time, lessen your resistance. That usually can help with that aspect. Good. 5 seconds to go. Good. But if you want it more intense, you just increase your frequency, your resistance, rest. So a lot of different ways to do that. We're going to work that upper body. Curl, press, forward, press. Are you ready? Here we go. Seated or standing. Good. So there's this one thing to kind of help measure intensity. Some people like to do heart rate training. I don't think it's helpful for me, mostly because I can't sustain a certain target heart rate without being totally exhausted and fatiguing my legs. So I used to do Orange Theory, and the whole idea of Orange Theory is heart rate, like staying within heart rates and stuff. And every time I worked out, I felt like a failure because I was like, man, I cannot get my heart rate to stay at this whatever rate. So I learned to scrap the heart rate monitor and really just learn to listen to my body. So 15 more seconds here. What's really interesting is there is a way you can measure your intensity through something called the rate of perceived exertion. Rest. Lots of terms, I know. But pretty much it's kind of like a talk test. So maybe while you're working out, if you're like able to talk, you're probably not working out super hard. But what's nice about it is depending on how you're feeling, you'll be able to gauge your intensity. Like on some days when I'm like really tired, maybe a 6 is like, sorry, it looks like something else. You get to just base it off of how you're feeling that day, and that's what I really like. Talking and working out, it's challenging. Okay, woo, we're going for cardio. Let's go. High to low punches. Oh yeah, got a frog in my throat. I'm doing the seated option. You can do the standing option. It's up to you. But anyways, yeah, how I usually manage my intensity is how I'm feeling and can I talk while I work? Can I sustain this for a long period of time? Because at the end of the day, I want to feel leaving successful from a workout, not a failure. That sucks. And so that's what I encourage you to do. But you know what? You do you. You know your body well enough. I know my body. I know my thresholds. But I also struggle with pride, and I often will push myself beyond what I probably should, and then I pay for it later. So it's just it's a learning game. 10 more seconds. Woo! Keep it up. Make sure you don't have your weights near your feet. Can't have any broken ankles. 3, 2, 1. This time we're actually going to grab our tennis ball. We're going to do some hand-eye coordination for 1 minute. All right. Open your upper arms nice and wide. Squeeze in front, exchange the ball, and open. Nice. Open up the chest, grab that ball nice and tight, up overhead. Working our range of motion. Good. Working those shoulders. If you're seated, you can close your eyes, but this is only if you're seated. This will work your proprioception where you are in space. Let's go around the back, opening up the chest. This one feels really good, especially if you're behind a desk all day. Grab that ball, open up the chest, and then switch directions. Good. So glad you're joining me for this fun March Fitness Challenge. Remember, keep doing these 5 moves through the rest of the month. It's super important for you to get your body moving. So many ways, physical, emotional, mental. Gives you endorphins. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. Grab your weight. We're gonna do those wood chop presses, but with weight this time. Here we go. So you're gonna reach it up to the sky. Nice little twist. Good. I'd love to hear, what are your favorite kind of ways to get your body moving? Sometimes I always ask, like, how are you choosing to move your body today? Because that can look different. Sometimes, like today, I took a class at 6 a.m. I know, I'm crazy. I played 2 hours of volleyball. I have a lot of energy today. And now I'm doing this. So I'm like, okay. But on other days, that is just not possible. Me doing laundry and cooking dinner sometimes are the only physical activity I get for the day, depending on how my fatigue is doing. So I'd be curious, how are you choosing to move your body today? Is it just this? Do you have something else fun to do? Are you getting outside, getting some vitamin D? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Awesome. Well, we've completed our daily fitness challenge. You've learned about some awesome resources. Again, National MS Society, Can Do MS, First Descents, go check them out. You will not regret it. They are amazing. So many good things. If you have any questions, I'm happy to give you information. Send it my way. But have a good rest of your day, okay? I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully live. Join me. Remember, go on my Facebook or Instagram and you can find the registration link or send me a private message. I'll be happy to send you that so that you can join me live tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central Time, or if you're on the East Coast, noon, or if you're in Mountain Time, 10, or if you're on the Pacific Coast, 9. But I want to see you via Zoom. We'll get moving. It'll be about a 20-minute workout, okay? Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you later. Bye, friends.